Ever since Subnautica 2's early access release, the mystery surrounding the big tree on the horizon has piqued a lot of people's interest, including mine. Out-of-bounds areas aren't usually supposed to be explored by the player, but that's what makes them so interesting. So I figured what better way to satisfy my curiosity than to go right up to it and explore. This is also my first time doing this kind of video, so any support would be more than appreciated. Okay, so basically what I'm going to be doing is just going straight northeast until I hit the tree. Eventually I'm going to hit the world border, and that's when things are going to get real freaky. As you can see, it finally gives you your warning, your final warning, you could say. And at this point, my tadpole was filled with a puddle of shit, so yeah, I just kind of kept moving, you know, best I could. I scramble out of the water because I no longer want to be associated with the water. I personally really don't like the ocean much. Especially the open ocean, when you can't see anything below you and, you know, maybe something could be lurking in the deep, dark shadows, and, I don't even want to think about it, but, yeah. Surprisingly, you're actually able to scan the tree, which I did not think you'd actually be able to, considering how far out of bounds it is. Obviously, they plan to add more to the map, but it's still pretty strange that you're able to scan it. This is a very rough estimate of the map that I found on the internet. You can see how narrow it is. Other than east, there's really no other direction you can go out, at least without hitting the world border. And the world tree itself would most likely be around this area on the map, except a lot further out. Another pretty cool thing, if you could call it that, is the collector leviathan right in the middle of the map. It almost acts as a barrier, kind of preventing you from getting to the other side, at least without a challenge. Fun fact, there's actually a second collector leviathan in the metal farm area. I've never actually ran into this one personally, so I'm pretty sure you can just avoid it. The rest of the map is pretty self-explanatory. Looking at the data entry from the tree, it gives some pretty standard information. It's called a Titan rock borer, and it's a colony organism. A colony organism consists of a bunch of little individual polyps that are all interconnected to each other. They basically work to form one big entity. Polyps are little animals related to anemones and jellyfish that also happens to be what coral reefs are made out of. The Titan itself resembles a spinal cord with crab-like shell armor. It spreads beyond both directions of the scanner's range, embedding itself in the sea floor. Basically, it's pretty huge and goes on for a while. Moving on, the interior of the rock borer is hollow and has two channels, one of which is very radioactive for whatever reason. It could also be a descendant of a pyrosome. This is what a pyrosome looks like, and fun fact, you can't eat it, so don't try. Moving on to section 2, it reveals that a majority of the zooids in the borer are actually dead, leaving it as a hollow shell which seems to have left the interior channels clogged. The Titan also doesn't seem to have any apparent food source, which is key to survival. The log states that it could have derived chemical energy from minerals, but all of its bacterial symbiotes have fled, leaving it to starve. And the remaining tissue is infected with an RNA virus similar to earthly sea viruses that encourage viral infection and reproduction, basically spreading it more. And the entry ends with an assessment stating that the entity is entirely unknown to us. I really have no clue what's going on with the Titan, and neither does the PDA, so all we can do is speculate. And that's about all there is to do with the PDA entry, so let's move on. Sadly, you're unable to build anything on the actual tree, which kind of makes sense, but it would be cool to have a base out here, you know, at some point. It is only the game preview, so hopefully in the future we'll be able to. overall, this whole area is just super liminal, and it's beautiful, to tell you the truth. In this area, the whole tree itself has this feeling about it, like, it's like the out of bounds, like liminal, like somewhere you're not supposed to be, like somewhere you're only supposed to see from afar, and Subnautica captures that feeling so well. Another thing I glossed over earlier was the Void Leviathan. Obviously, in any other circumstances, you would have a lot of trouble getting here, but I used creative mode, so it didn't attack me. Either way, it's still pretty fucking scary. Here's a pretty cool picture of it, and yeah. After scanning it, okay, wait. After scanning it, we learn that its name is actually the Shiver Leviathan. And the entry says, most of the biosphere is a void, a wet desert 5,000 meters deep. Life at the surface has its time in the sun, and then it dies. The dead snow down to the bottom to feed strange life. What I'm assuming it means by that is just that the fish and the organisms and everything up on the surface, after they die, they rain down and, you know, they just feed on them. They take the scraps. Almost like vultures. Ooh, that's pretty cool, I think. But in that void is also a form. Empty space, actual, soaring black and silent. Silent in an ocean full of voices, the unsound after the bitten end of a scream. They are complete, a compact with teeth, one shiver, many sharks. The males ride their mother until they leave to ride the wife. The riders reap small prey, while the mother takes the mane. It needs a cold, cruel will to make hunger patient. But in the desert of the water, they are always hungry and always patient. On Earth, there was a place called Point Nemo, the furthest point from every piece of land. There was nothing in it, so they dropped dead satellites there. Perhaps Proteus's Nemo, the ocean, learned to eat what it was given. Perhaps there is a hunger in them for prey from the stars. This is also pretty cool because, like, what? Are they learning to feed on random ships that crash? Or have they learned to feed on, like, the inhabitants of Proteus now? Like, because they're just getting reprinted every single time, so it's like infinite food.
Don't cry, little monster. Uncle Monger's got enough
reprinted, so
to feed you your entire life. Jerry, bring over the feed hose ASAP. The boy's hungry.
I mean, I would think, right? Is that how it works? I mean, I hope. Moving on to the male Shiver Leviathan. Whatever that is, that Atropos. The scythe-finned fate ender, the male of the sexually dimorphic leviathan predator species which dwells in open water and attacks in packs, or shivers. That description fits just about everything we've seen so far, so, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Death's Head. The ancestors of the Shiver Leviathan diverged from other protean fish early. The armor-plated skull and long, highly developed limbs resembling wings and claws are defining traits of the cloud. Body plan is optimized for slow cruises through deep water interrupted by sudden, rapid attacks. An armored skull suggests that prey fight back. Now, I don't really know what could possibly be fighting back against this thing. Maybe like the Collector Leviathan or another Leviathan along those lines that we haven't seen yet, but either way, I would like to see that. I would think that'd be pretty fucking badass, but, you know, we can only speculate right now. Sexual dimorphism. Male Shiver Leviathans are smaller and more agile than the large female. They also lack the female's distinctive tail organs, which may be a form of long-range towed array sonar. Males depend on females for guidance and nourishment during long cruises in the open ocean. So basically they rely on them for everything. Shiver attack. Packs of males cooperate with a single female in hunts. Attacks are aggressive and comprehensive and not limited to prey. Females will drive off or destroy any large challenger they encounter while males engage smaller consorts or companions. It's kind of interesting because it's almost like they're planning their attacks, like they're obviously working together, but from the PDA entry, it seems like, it's kind of more than just like a group effort. It seems more like it's almost planned, like they are kind of locked in, Partial paternity. Spectrogenetic testing suggests that multiple males fertilize a female's brood. Females may compete to attract the most successful consorts to their shiver. Basically, they want high-value men. Your closest relative? On Earth, land tetrapods including humans descended from the lobe-finned fish. The shiver leviathan's complex wings are loosely similar to these ancestors' fins. In a sense, the shiver leviathan is the most human-like organism so far discovered on Proteus. Assessment: sophisticated, dangerous predator that will attack even large submarines. Avoid. This is obviously a lot of information to take in, but I think what they mean could possibly be like, not only are they descendants in a physical sense, but they also, in a way, form groups and society, and they hunt, and they help each other, and they plan, and they're sophisticated. Like, they're pretty human. It's almost weird.